You did it, baby. Hadera tarati se reporta ta 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 ta. Ki purta tuaria tamuni karema ki kusuku aquara timurtu fifra. Hi Jennifer, did I see you? Good to see you, sister. Hi baby. Oh, well, went away. Baby doll. Hello. How can I make the chat the whole screen? 1 second. Hi Anthony. There's got to be a way to make it. Oh, there we go. That's much better. Way better. Okay, cool. I figured it out. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. You had a private healing? Zana? I think I remember how my memory's terrible, usually. It sounds familiar. Well, I'm glad that it was amazing. In that case, good to see you again. We're going to do some personalized transmissions, Jennifer. We've got 2 open slots, so we've already got 2 slots taken, and then, so we'll do 2 extra slots, but there's always energetic spillover for everybody that's interested. So if anybody's interested, we're doing a minimum donation of $55 for the transmissions today. And you're welcome to have a specific intention if you'd like. Otherwise, we will just work with your higher self to bring through what is going to be most beneficial for you at this time. But there's always energetic spillover. So if you're interested in getting some of that yummy overspill, stick around. Ginger, you're going to be first. And then we've got Kimberly second. It's been a hot minute since we did these. How's everybody feeling? It's good to see y'all. Hi Pua. Dimasi. Hi Fel. I can't see the... Oh, there it goes. Okay. I just found out that I can make my whole screen the chat. That's going to help so much more. I'm always like missing the chats because it's only like this big. Now I get the whole screen, so should be a lot easier. I definitely don't need to stare at myself the whole time, that's for sure. Hi Carmen, hi Tally. Is that pronounced right? Good to see you again. We're going to be doing personalized transmissions tonight, so if anybody is interested, we got 2 extra slots available. Thanks for sharing the live, Amanda Panda. Tally, okay, cool. I'll try to remember that. I'll do my best. How's everybody feeling? We had a really big solar flare earlier today. That was like an X.9, 1.9, which is a pretty significant solar flare. Danielle, to do that, you can just donate a minimum of $55 to either my PayPal. I prefer my PayPal if you, because it's already set as a donation, or you can do Venmo though if that doesn't work as well. I don't know, Carrie. I'm hoping to do it again tomorrow. But it always depends on how the energy is. I definitely don't want to jump on if I'm, processing or the energies have been so crazy last couple months, and I've been processing a lot at a personal level as well. So haven't been on a lot, but I'm feeling a lot better now though. What do solar flares do for us? Tyler asked. Well, light is information. So light is data. So watching what takes place at a solar level can really help us to know what's happening collectively, because what happens is the sun will eject. Oops, sorry, we got you, Danielle. So the sun will erupt, obviously, in 2 different ways. So there's a solar flare and then there's a coronal mass ejection. A lot of people think they're the same thing, but a solar flare emits X-rays. A coronal mass ejection emits plasma. And oftentimes when we have a big solar flare, it will come with a coronal mass ejection, but they're a little bit different. And a solar flare will, by the time we measure a solar flare, it's already reached us. But a coronal mass ejection will take longer. It usually takes 2 to 3 days. And light is information. So these are big eruptions of information that help to push through programs, both individually and collectively, that are out of alignment. So it really helps to push the collective forward through the healing journey and through the collective ascension process, so that we can push out programs and energies that are not serving us, so that we can increase our frequency, we can hold more light and more information. So it helps with me to watch the space weather quite a bit more than, like, say, the Schumann resonance, which there's, watching both is great. The Schumann resonance, I feel, is more of like a measurement of how we're affecting the earth, and rather than us being affected by something. So I'm super clairsentiently sensitive. So I feel the events that take place from the sun very tangibly. And honestly, for those of us that are really sensitive, you're gonna likely be feeling what's taking place on the sun, regardless of if it's measured or not. There's X-rays and the plasma that are measurable, right, through our instrumentation, but there's a lot more that comes through, and not all of it is measurable yet. So it's sending light codes, that information to us, geometric information comes to us as light. So do you think fluorescent bulbs send information? Technically, what we experience in physical reality is the light is the medium in which we experience this reality, right? It's technically, it's frequency, right? Frequency is information, but it gets expressed. That frequency will form geometric forms, and that's what the information is based off of, based on the frequency of the light. It's all sound, really. Truly, it'd be sound. All sound. Got one more slot if anybody's interested. But yeah, fluorescent light bulbs, man, they bother me. Like, I can't, when I worked at, my old job, they had fluorescent light bulbs everywhere, and, I could not work. Once I started talking about it, because I can feel it so tangibly, once I had them turn off those lights where I was at, everybody else started to do it. They noticed how much it was actually affecting them. So yeah, I prefer to work with lights off if I have to sit at a computer. I mean, like ambient lights. I like to have more warm ambient lighting, because the screens will produce a lot of blue light too, which isn't great for us. Are LEDs better? They feel better, but with me, it doesn't really. It's a feeling thing, there's not like a judgment. It's not like there's one frequency of something that's not good for you and one that's good. It's just how, what effect what effect do those frequencies have on you, right? You're gonna feel the difference. If it's not resonant with your field, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. And we got Robin. All right, sweet. So we'll jump right into it. So we got Ginger, Kim, Danielle, and Robin. And there's going to be energetic spillover, of course, for everybody that's interested. So what we're doing tonight is personalized transmissions. We're doing personalized quantum healings. And the way that I do it is I work a lot with the physical body and in the energy field, obviously, but I work with I focus on the specific programs that are held in the body and in the energy field. It's held in the quantum structure. So if we work on those core programs, we shift out those core programs, then the field can reconcile itself. So I'll be calling out different themes where certain programs are held in the body, working with what energy centers, and you can kind of decode what's going on as far as thought forms and emotions based on where these are at. So yeah, does that sound good? I say we just jump into it. Yeah, I got you, Robin. Okay, well, I'll try not to talk too much. Sometimes I blab away, but we'll try to make it be as efficient as possible. But just know that you'll receive it regardless, right, Robin? And if you do miss it, let me know, and we'll make sure that we put it on YouTube for you, and you can go back and you can watch your transmission. Hey, Rock, how are ya? All right, so, beautiful souls, if you are interested, we're going to start by building out our diamond pillars. So our diamond pillars are part of our base 12 architecture, which is our diamond sun DNA. So the human template was designed to support at least 12 strands of DNA. And we've been in a distorted system for a while. We haven't had access. Obviously, we haven't had access to our full 12-strand potential. And if everybody says they have full access to their 12-strand potential, I would love for them to prove it by disappearing and walking through walls and flying, shooting laser beams out of their eyes. But working with the base 12 architecture, especially the diamond pillar, is a really good practice, especially if you are going to be receiving or giving energy healing, because it makes sure that we're working with the right streams of frequency, and when we do it consistently, we start a process of bioregenesis where our structures, just like our bodies, like if we get a wound, it's designed to heal itself. Our structures are designed to do that if we move the distortions out of the way and we make sure that the right streams of information are moving through. So if you're interested in this, I'm just going to talk through the process, but I'm also going to be assisting and building it out for you. So you don't have to follow along like exactly with what I'm describing. It may happen in a slightly different process for you. And you don't have to visualize it or anything like that. I don't visualize, so I know how it works. And I command it into being, and then I assist with my light languages to help facilitate the process. So as the divine sovereign beings that we are, we now intend to activate our 12D diamond pillars, our omnidimensional shields and God armor to be fully surrounded and synthesized as one, with all bodies, shields, and vehicles now. So this is going to start a process. Some people may perceive a certain geometric form. It may be a six-pointed like star, like a two-dimensional like Star of David, usually as like a pale silver color. It may be a three-dimensional one, a star tetrahedron, and it may be something completely different. Whatever it needs to be for your templates at this time, that's what we're intending shows up for you. And it's a certain geometric code that represents the marriage of polarity, essentially the unity of polarity. And this fits into our base shield. So this is going to go into the pineal gland right in the center of the brain, slightly back a bit. And this is going to move down through the spinal column. And it's eventually going to move out from the root, and it's going to go past the feet and move into the earth core. So there is an energy center there that we share with the earth. This is considered our 13th chakra. And this plugs in with universal feminine. So what some people refer to as the mother arc. This is represented by an aqua blue frequency bandwidth. As we plug into that center, we're just going to take some nice little breaths, breathe into it, and this will interface in with the collective shield, horizontal shield. And as we breathe into that, a thinner pillar of light will begin to stream upwards. It goes up through the spinal column and out through the crown, kind of like a silver cord. And when it's ready, we're going to move that code from the earth core back up from the way that it came down. And it's going to stop about a foot below our feet at our personal shields there. This is our 12th energy center. And as it rests there, we just continue to consciously breathe. Just be really aware of taking some breaths in. And you're just going to know that you're breathing in this diamond platinum white light that comes from this particular center and breathing it up through and around you. And as you do that, that geometry is going to begin to take on a life of its own, spin faster and faster until a platform begins to build out. And this platform will emit a certain geomathematical spiral that will rise up through and around the body in a cylinder. This will build out the diamond pillar, and it's going to build up to about 1 meter above the head. It's going to happen in perfect timing for you, maybe a little bit different than what we're describing. And when it's ready, we're going to move that geometry from that bottom platform right up through what we refer to as the Har line. So the divine line that houses the energy centers. And as it goes up, we're just going to intend to quickly activate, extend, expand, and clear the energy centers. Just with a quick breath and such. So as we move up to the root, we're going to make sure it's a nice bright red. These are just interfaces with certain frequency bandwidths as well. So that's all the chakras are. the interface and with the 12 polarized dimensions of this universal time matrix. So we're making sure that's extended, expanded, and then we're just going to clear it with a quick breath. Move it up to the sacral, nice bright orange. Make sure the front and backs are aligned just with our intentions and assisting with our commands. And then clearing real quick. So I'm going to move up to the solar plexus, nice bright yellow, front and back aligned. And quick clear. And just imagine like ejecting like a darker color out from it. Going up to the heart, nice bright green. Going up to the throat, nice bright blue. Going up to the third eye, nice bright indigo. And then up to the crown, nice bright white violet. And then that geometry is going to move up to about 1 meter above the head at our 14th energy center, 14th gate. This interfaces in with universal masculine, or excuse me, the universal solar consciousness. So at Christ light. And it'll spin up again faster and faster until another platform ejects out, and this will vacuum seal us into our diamond pillar. Rakisku akwakani ku epuera ya ana harasha darashati arati asuso kambo ekwe komarayasisi kisiasu ashenahapu atuk ekmihante nayasa dera harikeskiskiani koratua. And we're going to connect in with the 13th gate, the 13th energy center. We're going to ask this aqua blue to expand through the field, calibrate, anchor, lock, and seal within this container. Also connecting in with the 14th, asking this like white gold to expand through the field in a counterclockwise motion, calibrate, anchor, lock, and seal within the container. And then lastly, we're going to connect in with the 15th, connecting in with universal masculine, that magenta violet frequency, and asking that to expand through the field, calibrate, anchor, lock, and seal within the container. So these are referred to as the primal light fields. And we're just affirming now throughout the entire night in any of the transmissions, and anybody that's open to receive tonight. No harm will be done. No energy will be taken that is not freely given out of love. It will be in alignment for the highest good of all. Only those that are open to receive will receive, and only what's meant for them. And with respect, we're only working with codes, energies, aspects, entities, and guides that are in alignment to the sacred law of unified one. So I work with each individual's highest self. If you want to call it that, your deepest self, your most inner self. But whatever expressions they choose to work with, totally cool, fine. But in this space and in the container that we've set up prior to jumping on and what we're expressing here, we ask that they respect these parameters and respect those of the container. And just reaffirming that this architecture is reinforced with the sovereignty complex architecture. So all rights are read and broadcast in the field as such. Are we good? Confirm. We're going to do one thing as well. We're going to connect to the constellation of Sagittarius, and we're just going to use a code for those that are open to this idea to help expand the heart. So tapping into the heart center and helping to open up the heart. And this code will assist with that. Helps work with both the physical and energetic anatomy for tapping deeper into that heart frequency, because healing truly does come from the heart. So a white stream from this constellation is going to flow down through the upper energy centers and into the heart space. And through this, a green cylinder with a code in it is going to flow down and into the heart. And it'll spin up in the heart center faster and faster. It'll spit out all these frequencies that are going to assist with this process. And you can just imagine like your heart cracking open, maybe seeing a bright light, expel lots of light out from your heart center. I like to imagine it like a gushing geyser And water is always a really good like metaphor analogy for me for visualizing or really tapping deeper into energy. All right, are we ready to rock and roll? So I'm doing personalized transmissions. So Ginger, is there anything that you wanted to focus on specifically, or whatever is priority in your field? And just keep in mind, we are doing transmissions for specific people, but there's energetic spillover. So it's like writing and performing a healing song for one specific person, right? It has the lyrics that are written specifically for them. It's the tune of music, the type of music that they really like and they can really dance to. But that doesn't mean that other people in the room don't hear the music and can dance to the music in their own way. They can use the spillover for whatever intentions they want. Of course, some of these codes are going to be more effective for certain intentions, but the way these light codes are is there's so much more than our human can really like grasp, because it is organic and it's living information. So your intention is super important. So feel free to use your intention, set an intention while we do the transmissions. But these codes are really organic and can do a lot of really cool things. That's why we call it magic, right? That's why it is perceived as magic in mainstream culture, all the sparkles and all that stuff, and the wizards saying that stuff, because it can do things that the human has a hard time grasping. It's so multidimensional. Thank you, Jennifer. Hi, Cindy. Checks for leaks, high skip. Gotcha. All right, here we go. Very good. Confirm. All right, so where you're at over there, Ginger, we're just going to place you in a container as well. Just watch your physical body. I'm just going to plug in some frequencies. So we're also going to plug in a code that's going to assist with helping to clear your column. All right, rock and roll. All right, so immediately taking me upstairs above the head. Going to the crown area. Working above the head. Akina yaka yalokusha so karakisa. Ke pasia na hu awa tu ama mahatia se asioko. Ta kiwa kwara da ire ardene na karkesi. Ke si tu afrashe marti por shatu kasa. Te ke matani ke arahatene mortati sifiasia. Ke martu sefrashia tarati se separatife. Te maratia aklahida ke na hareketu ofro shamanturpa. Que protu isi maratise sene tine mahatia su akamara ku atwere masire tishu suara que prosu ferata da kasira kata para que fera que nimra kutu fera que nimra kutu fera que nimra kutu fera ne para chefera que para que nimra kutu para que fati atiti su ta que prosi fara sia fiera da mana kusu su asu su te padimo fa inte mo hatursh turshe shwe rushe rahana leki mana que para hi ule wahasuch asi se feambu que pifia nirasi oso afarasi no kosuma te kuso biasani kusa ti pahfashatsara te rahina maratisa ki haratasi fe ki moratu sifias going into the heart space. So I'm just getting some like kind of random pings in some places, like the right chest, the spot on the mid back. Now as we're kind of working through it, there's some energies popping up over the back of the shoulders and the neck. Okay, going into the back. It's like the back of the neck and it's not quite the cervical thoracic junction area. It's a little bit more to the left side of the back of the neck, but that similar kind of area there. Definitely working up a bit higher to shoot that buffer. What's going on? Okay, back up in the back of the head. We're kind of working our way into the back of the third eye, but it's not exactly. I don't know if it's off alignment or there's just stuff going on there. Yeah, so we're kind of cleaning that off, but it doesn't feel like we're actually in the back of the third eye. It's like we're right above it. Unless that's where yours is located, which is totally, maybe that's normal, but. Moving over the left side of the head a bit more. It's like the back left quadrant. Releases. Some connection to the throat center as we're moving through this theme. Now something's wanting to move its way down from the throat center. It feels like it's gonna like connect it into the high heart. Not quite there yet. I feel it. Okay, now we're in the heart. Fukupakuka nampua. Dia ara ta a na ta ate ta. So ukha lehe sa. Sa tia. Geta. Sua awaro oko e masu e. Sute bafu at hawasha se na sa jesa. Yeah, some deep stuff going on the heart center, which it's feeling like I'm sure you're aware of. Kita anditi ahwe so hawa na nuete mai oko ka kwa karangai. Yeah, kwa niki kwa. Sita tairi tera hande se afa cha te le na tu fa ikimo ka uka. In the back, between the, it's a little bit lower than the back of the heart center. Again, we're going into the back of the head. I mean, it's a weird. It's like it's not the head, like the third eye, but I'm not really getting the specific downloads on what, like how to describe it. Okay, now we're going into the left, just above the left eye, and then to the third eye. Just cleaning up. I mean, apparently these are all connected. So okay, what? Something just came out of the left shoulder. Is trying to come out of the behind the left shoulder blade. Again, going to the third eye, clearing out the front of the third eye, through the whole front and back complex. And even the not the third eye, but the ones above it. I don't know if they call them the fourth eye and fifth eye, but we have different ones. I mean, not everybody, I guess. I don't really know how that works, but I guess they're just different vortices, like vortexes for frequency filters. So I don't know if other people haven't tapped into them or what, or how that works, but for some people they have, like, those are more activated. And somebody who knows more can probably help describe that stuff. There's something that's going on above the left side of the head, but we haven't really addressed it yet. Okay, I think we're kind of getting into it now. Oof, it's hot. I don't know if that's not... I don't want to say something too quick, so... So as we're getting some release, there's a bunch of stuff that's wanting to come out of the forearms and down through the hands, like the top of the hands. It's mostly in the forearms, like the top of the forearms and both arms though. And up into the right wrist now. So these are starting to kind of purge out. Kind of feels like a big layer of something is being stripped off. Now it's coming off the legs too. Okay, starting to lighten up a bit for you. Spot in the back. That's like between the back of the heart and back of the solar plexus, like smack between those. And then we're going in through the heart as well. So it's connected through the back there and through the front of the heart. And we're kind of... We're approaching it from behind in a very specific way. So I'm not sure yet what that means. Okay, we're moving through a different type of layer, so it's just a way to work through a layer. Alright, so it has something to do with the way that the streams are entangled. So there's like little energetic streams, like cords, like little wound up entanglements through these different areas. So now as we're moving through it now, that's like coming out of the back of the neck and up, it winds around into the third eye. So we're just like untangling all these little strings. I don't know. That might just be an analogy too. That's the way that I feel it and perceive it, as like tangled up yarn almost. I kind of imagine it more like if you have like really dainty jewelry, like necklaces, and they all get like knotted up together, and so they get like little knots and such. That's what it usually it reminds me of, but I'm sure it's more subtle than that. It's all just a symbol anyway, right? Bodies are just a symbolic idea. So, I mean, people may perceive these things and like really specifically, if they may see it as some kind of energy that looks like something, but that's just a projection of the idea of what it is anyway. So whatever it is, it's just I'm perceiving as the pure frequency that is needing to be reconciled. Whatever that needs to be, so that you can be more aligned to what is for your highest good. And that's not up to me to decide, right? Okay, going back up into the crown area. Okay, something coming out of right, that little meridian or that point there, right in the brow, the middle of the brow, on the left side. Something kind of knotted up over that left eyebrow. Okay. So it's kind of like we started pulling stuff out of the drain, right? Now we got a big release, and now stuff's starting to drain from other places. So there's one pretty significant. It's right underneath the chin area that I'm just gonna watch to make sure it does release out, because I feel that pretty significantly. Now it's moving, so it's like kind of moving under the. Like I feel it underneath the right side of the tongue. Yeah, I'm gonna help that, whatever that is. It's like whatever layers we just had peeled off, essentially, there's like something hiding underneath it. It helped reveal some. Are we done? We're done? Confirm. Move on. All right. So we'll give you that code that helps with whatever intention of healing that you would like. If you're so open to that idea, you can just imagine taking this golden sphere from us and placing it in your heart and set the intention for where you'd like it to go. Otherwise, it's going to go where it's needed most. All right, we're going to use a grounding code. All right, we love you, Ginger. Be sure to drink some water. And let us know how you're feeling when you come back. Hi, Liz. Good to see ya. We love you, Ginger. All right. So we don't keep everybody. See, I don't decide how long they take, by the way. So if you're interested, I go with the energies, right? So I work with the highest self of each individual, and they guide us through what is priority that is going to benefit the individual most at this time to assist. So unless they have a specific intention though too. So for those that are those that are also on the list, if you have a specific intention, you're welcome to express that in these particular types of transmissions. The list's already full. Weird Scorpio, but there's energetic spillover for anybody that's interested. So use the light codes, use the energy to dance to your own tune, essentially. So use your own intentions. Thank you. All right, is Kim here? Have a good night, Sammy. Hey, Christina. Kimberly. Not seen her either. It sounded like she might not be here. Is that correct? It sounded like it wasn't a big deal either way. But we'll just go to Danielle. Danielle's still here? And then if she's here later, that's cool. We refer to it as light linguistics or light language. It's not language like we understand like English. It's more unstructured language that affects energetic structures. So we call it light language or light linguistics because light is information. We're referring to it as data. So it's more like a transmission of information, like a coding language. It's an architectural language, and we use it to do some healing intentions, essentially. You can use it for all sorts of different intentions. That's why we call it magic, slinging magic. Danielle? No Danielle either? People just bouncing out, huh? Okay, there you are. Perfect. Do you want to focus on anything specific, Danielle? If not, that's totally cool too. We'll just work with your highest self to bring through what's needed for your highest good. But if you wanted to focus on a certain intention, like if you got a bum knee or whatever, you're totally welcome to focus on something specific, which I like because I like getting results. So if there's something that shows up like that, I like to do that. If I got juice after I'm done, Alexandra, I will definitely do a transmission for everybody. I see you, Danielle. Did you want to focus on anything specific? Or just whatever needs to come through for you, for your highest good. Just want to confirm that. Oof, I'm kind of cooked my eyes. All right. One more moment here. Did you get that, Danielle? And then, unless Kim comes around, Robin, we'll do you next. Thanks for the follow, Heather. Spirit light. All right, sounds good to me. I'm going to switch the... Do you think we need to set the chat to subscriber only, Stace? I forgot to put it on before. Okay, well, we'll do this one. If I feel the energy feel funny, then I'll put it back on. I can't see the full chat though if I change it. So I don't want to mess something up right now. So we'll just cruise with it. All right, so just reaffirming for Danielle here. In the transmission and following the transmission, no harm will be done, no energy will be taken that is not freely given out of love. It will be in alignment for the highest good of all. Only those that are open to receive will receive only what's meant for them. And we're only working with codes, energies, aspects, entities, guides, and groups that are in alignment to the sacred law of unified one. I work with the highest self. Whatever expressions they choose to work with on their journey is totally cool. We just ask that we respect those parameters in the container and Yeah, in this container. So the intention here is for whatever's for the highest good for our beloved sister here. All right, I'm just going to plug in some frequencies. Just tuning in to see if there's any like pre-programmed codes they want me to use. All right, so we jump into it. So I'll call out areas that we focus on. All right. So as we start to tune in, a lot's coming up in the front of the solar plexus, the stomach area. I'm already getting some release as we tune into it. Lots coming up in the front of the throat, back of the neck as well. If you're new, I burp. That's how I help to release energy. That's how I help to transmute the energy. I know it's a little weird, but for the people that I work on, or you may, even if you're not receiving a transmission, you may be yawning, or you may burp, or you may have an emotional response. These are ways that we process energy, especially in this work. So we're going into the heart space, connecting up with some more of yourself. Clearing out some stuff around the crown and the top of the head. Just kind of opening up some stuff going on the left. Hold on. Going up to the higher dimensions, where that could be perceived in this way, or this could be perceived in that way. Whatever. Humaning is hard. I got this fan that's blowing on me too, and sometimes it just hits the top of my hair, and I'm like, what kind of sensation was that? And like, but it's just the fan. All right, working on the back of the neck. There's a lot going on around the back of around the head that we're focusing on. Now, focusing on the front of the throat, the heart's connection in with the front of the heart. Obviously, the front of our throat is our expression center, like expressing outward, communicating outwards. It's about speaking our truth or expressing our truth, whether that's just simply being who we are, or what we say, or if we're not saying, if there's issues. Okay. Now they're leading me to a spot in the mid back. When I say they, it was really just more me. I'm not like working with councils or, you know, guides and groups. It's really just different expressions of self. And those are facilitated through the recipient's higher self, what they need. So I'm not deciding what someone needs or doesn't need or anything like that. The human tries to stay out of the way as much as possible because I just mess stuff up. All right. Okay. We're working on something really specific that is just below the front of the heart center, and it like curves around through the back of the spine and out through like the back left of the spine. It's like a very particular feeling, sensation type. I don't know. I'm not getting specific downloads on it, but again, I just perceive things as the pure frequency, right? And that pure frequency, based on that, you know, the idea of it is going to be what's going to wear different costumes, right? It's going to be perceived in different ways by others usually, but they're just costumes to me. Just like the human body is just a costume. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to get release. It's wanting to come out from that left side of the spine. Now we've kind of like narrowed it down just to the left side of the back, like left of the spine. I need to like get more familiar with exactly where the vertebrae are, so I can call out exactly where it's at. I always forget the human stuff, man. I don't care like how much I like love it, like how much I care about it. I'll forget if I'm not using it for some reason. Okay, so now it's starting to even out a bit. So instead of it being so far on the left, now it's starting to kind of balance out a little bit, but it's still a lot of it there. I mean, this is a pretty significant sensation, so I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't something physical that you experienced there. Like if you have a bad back or an injury or something. It's like a very specific type energy. Which usually when it feels like that, there's usually something physical that is manifested, but that may not be the case. Whatever it is, it's significantly influencing the flow of energy, right? Proper flow of energy through that area. Still some stuff on the left side. It's mostly on the left side, which is our feminine side. Represents more of the feminine expression of energy, which is more passive. The masculine is more active, expressive force. The attractive force, passive force. Really, we want that alignment, that center point. Now we're in the heart space, specifically the frontal heart space, and a little bit lower too, like right in front of the chest. Again, a little bit to the left side. And as we're working through it, it's moving into like the left, could be the left breast or left chest area there. Yeah. And it's moving into, just say that energy point there that we have. We have two of them, right? That one, I don't know if I can say it on TikTok. It moves up into that area. As we're working through this theme, whatever is going on, all these are connected. As we're starting to get released, like more release, things are untangling. There's a spot that started to pop up once we started to get some release to the right side of the back of the neck. And it kind of wraps around behind the left ear. Some little what we might perceive as random spots. There's no such thing. Like the back of the left hand, the left ring finger. These are all little clues because each area of the body holds different programs, essentially. It's like representative of different types of thought forms and emotion. And obviously we don't just have like one emotion. I'm not just sad. It's like I'm heartbroken, sad, confused, not being able to express how I'm feeling. So it can, all these different areas can be involved. Okay, we're going back into the heart space. It's a lot going on in the back of the neck. I just saw it. I burped to help to essentially transmute the energy. It's really effective. I can't tell you exactly how it works. It's really a trip to experience it. Because it's just like the gas just like manifests out of nowhere. I don't know if Ginger's still in here, but she does a really good job articulating it. But it works. Some people release through burping. Burping is a little bit different than just like releasing energy. It's a little bit more complicated. It's like a little bit more to it, which is why we do it. But I don't know how. Can't describe the science of it obviously very well. But it's interesting. But we release energies in different ways. Emotions are one that we're really all familiar with. But if you think about an emotion like, crying, like we get sad when other people cry, right? It's kind of like this contagious. We help each other to release as well. I don't think people realize that, but it's really obvious when we laugh. We laugh with other people. These energies are like we synchronize and those things happen. So a lot of times people will experience that releasing in this way too, as I do this stuff. Okay, getting some big shifts starting to happen for you, Danielle. Starting to finally move through it. A little, well, I don't want to say a lot. There's still some resistance that we're like working out that's from, I think it's around the lower body. Like from the waist down, mostly through the back of the legs, but like the pelvic area. There we go. Good. Confirm. All right, we're gonna use a grounding code for you, and then we're gonna gift you that sphere. So the sphere has a code in it, and it's like running a program. It's like a script. Like some people could even associate it with the idea of a spell, essentially. But it's a healing code. It uses frequencies that we used in Mu, so like Lemuria, And you can just take that if you're open to this idea. Just with your imagination and your intention, take this gold sphere and place it in your heart space. And you can ask it to work towards an intention of healing of your choice. Otherwise, it's going to go where it's needed most. Okay. I'm going to put a chromium soccer ball like shape, like one of these guys, around your body, essentially. I'm going to rotate it clockwise. I don't know why, but I feel like you just need a little extra layer of boundary support after this. There's something that's still something actually just popped back up in that back area. Let me just tune into that real quick. Yeah, we're just gonna help you with that real quick. I think it almost came in right at the end there. It came right back into that spot that we were focusing on in the back to the left of the spine. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna get rid of it again. I'm just gonna put a little chromium scaffolding around that area, like a little band-aid, like a iridescent chrome band-aid. Confirm. All right, you have to let us know how you're feeling, Danielle. It's crazy the image I'm seeing. Yeah, don't be shy, share. Did I grow up in a gospel church? Not at all. Not religious at all. In fact, I had no intentions of expressing light language whatsoever. In fact, I'd seen it in some around in different healing circles and such, but I definitely didn't want to. I was never like, yeah, that's something I want to do, or oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense to me. I understood that, I knew it was effective. I was intuitive enough and sensitive enough that I could feel it working. I didn't get it though. I didn't understand how it worked. So I was really like resistant to it. I was like, yeah, that's cool. You all got your thing, you do your thing. If that works for you, awesome. But I was like, I'm going to try to figure out what's my thing, right? But I didn't fully understand it. So having that resistance, of course, I wasn't planning on using it. I was like, that's not a tool that I'm interested in tapping into or anything like that. And very ironically, it got forced out of me. It literally got forced out of me. It was like one day, it was like it felt like I was being squeezed. My lungs were squeezed, like my whole the tension in my body. So it forced me to start making really archetypal sounds, like really like kind of like ancient syllables that then evolved in different syllables. It sound like guttural sounds that just evolved into like words, and then it evolved into like a language, and then it was another language and another language. There were tones and like singing and like all sorts of crazy different expressions of well, I didn't know what the hell's going on. It was so, but I knew at the same time it was me. At some level, I was like, wait, is that what it's like to be possessed? Well, what the hell happened? Because it was me. Like I could tell it was me, but it wasn't at the same time. So that really tripped me out. And so when I got to experience it firsthand, I realized how it actually works. It's not just something like, oh, I just make funny sounds. Now, in some churches, what I feel when I tune into some of the people that are speaking in tongues is they do just make sound. And if you notice, a lot of them, they sound the same. Or whatever. I can't even do their tongues. Like, if you try to actually make up random sounds, it is actually pretty tiring. But there are authentic expressions of tongues, of course. But the thing is with light language, it's about what kind of information you're accessing, because it's data. It's a transmission of information. So it really depends on what kind of information. And tongues obviously is associated with religions quite a bit. And that's usually pulling from a database that has limitation, right? It has, like, a lot of times, there's a lot of guilt and shame associated with churches. Light linguistics is more about connecting with self. It's an expression of your soul, different soul expressions. It's a form of higher consciousness integration. And that's going to look different for each of us. And so I have literally like countless dialects. I could do a different dialect nonstop for as long as I can imagine. There's like expressions of frequency between expressions of frequency. You can like literally just go and go and go. But not everybody's like that. So it's a little bit different for each person. But it's soul expression. I truly believe everybody has the ability to tap into their own form of light language. I think it's the universal language. It's what we are more naturally able to express. It gets translated funny into vocalizations. Hey, Michelle. Have I ever thrown up? Yeah, lots. Thank you, Michelle. It's good to see you. Yeah, I've definitely thrown up lots of times. I purge all the time. But usually, like lately though, I don't actually physically purge so much. Nobody's talking about quantum mechanics here, man. That's what's interesting. If you think I'm talking about quantum mechanics, then you don't know quantum mechanics that well, right? Quantum mechanics is a description of ideas into physical terms. That's not what I do. I work with the non-physical. I work with the structural side of things. I don't work with all this more particle science. That's not my thing. I think that's why you're really confused. It's understandable. People see the term quantum and they lose their shit. Exactly. Quantum architect. We work with quantum structure, right? In the 0-point field at its potential, which then gets translated into what we might experience in physical reality. So you can use it for some fun stuff. It's magic, essentially. That's why we call it magic. We're not calling it quantum mechanics. All right, is Kimberly here? Is Kim here? No, thank you, Michelle. Do I see spirits or just feel them? I see them as lights, but I mostly feel. All right, so we're just gonna we'll do Kim first, and then we'll do Robin, and then we'll post it on YouTube afterwards. Which kind of sucks. I like to have them here to get reactions, but all right, beautiful beings, what I'm gonna do, just to help with the energy of the space a bit, I am going to set the comments to subscriber only while we sling our magic. It just helps with the energy of the space. And if you are open to receive, I highly recommend that you just be present and feel, so you don't have to watch the chat. But if you'd like to continue the conversation, subscribing is a great way to do that, and that's a way to exchange energy as well too. But there's plenty of ways to exchange energy. It doesn't have to be with subscribing. How do I do that? Here we go. All right, so we're gonna do Kimberly first. So we're just reaffirming in the transmission and following, no harm will be done, no energy will be taken that is not freely given out of love. It will be in alignment for the highest good of all. Only those that are open to receive will receive, and only what's meant for them. And with respect, we're only working with codes, energies, aspects, entities, guides, groups that are in service to the sacred law of unified one. So wherever Kim is right now, we're just going to put her in a kaleidoscopic chromium icosahedron. We're going to plug in some frequencies. All right, camp. So put that number rata. All right, so we're going into the throat. Front of the throat. It's going to be connected to the front of the heart space. Kaporokuki porokanda na hatarta fefera kanipuki anpuki manakwa. Ti cuore te marta te fera ti pasce fera che namasi fera fara con un kutu vera tu fera con me che paraki. Che parakina kra hatarasi tati asartasi fera isa prokusu so pe amfreti asa. Te prashina hartati frashiendo hati arkiski akiemo kauru. Karuar tanemur di parishatira shatatata. So really focusing on the throat for Kim. Toru angu koe marikai te asi. A lot of heat is coming out of the third eye as we're working through it too. Tamunkana mahati ke asiaka. Kipua akuera ke asana tu utsura tafi shepirasi. Kiprashia tarjasi na tutafra shea karaki kanada tue. Rikimo rikuta fiera te pafier. Parashindo per fare con il fere che ne brecatu ungre pesci fra chi per casa manakutu awartana fayada. Te fra shar sheni du arto mandu krasha ki prakira. Ki prakira tardastu te fra sheni atarte fefia. Te fier dasi fra shantu fahatu pash. Ke pashto pa asoro tu prashia tarte sifia. Ke fiera tambur tafifia tatse arashtasana. Te rahayanai kualu ado. Te fraita yoko e kol malale. Kole ki mola o shoalu ma. Le quesha, le quesha, le quesha, le quesha, le quia mashuli. Te puasha la lusha mayali she. Te shet se asane tu afra tapro ishu ishena. Ke pakala la ringe. Ke poraku fahakafa nafa te fa nafi atsa hartasi tse te atsa tardasi tare nuku fa akama kwa naro alfu nekarakusa fia parte se sipi aku so the high heart is coming into play. Ke bua akwa kwara na natali te si flishitsu asoti asusu kamara kati aki akwa mbokwana te re ara na sarashi tarasha. Now we're going into the heart space and clearing down through the whole front. That front channel there, it's good to give more kanso ke kwasia. Ki prosciutto koskos anto fe frashia tarashana harasi to rashana. Ki tarishina martasi fi fikiesi akiemo kwakwara kina. Ki prashi teratisi si atarjasi prosciutto passafatambur do pasi. Prashi tagliara kasara karakana mukuru kuku arukone moko kai. Ki praia kare andur to si frasha. Rashara haratasi frasha piasu kamrakisu satiardasi frashima. Ki prashina matu eferati satatata ardi satatata riparti frakanuni farakin muruki parita frakin mulki parotarakin ki parakin markuder frakanum rukude frakude markude farakin merkut amruka pakatu prianta tafipita tifipita para frakanum frakanum rukude frakanum merkude frakanum ki parka ki parita frakanum frakanum merkude frakanum markude frakanum kaniana hatar kasi ferete pekasi ki prashi kere kasi ataharti febrati fafin borfafada pera febrate merkude frak ki proshi frakanum merkude frakanum merkude frakanum merkude frakanum ki para frakanum merkude frakanum ki para frakanum merkude frakanum merkude frakanum ki para frakanum merkude frakanum merkude frakanum ki para frakanum kusafre ki para ki para yevra kun merkude pasi rakota fe raga maria sukara farate se afarta se feshet se arte se fiasu te fria surata sira magishe se sankola likisi pakane ko era ko swa ki para sara tara shinembra shina lele kim rokosa swasana. Te arisa sa fiesta ti arda ti ferashi poca halia clandi ti aproshi te stiansi te hasikia kaleshe te asu te fe asia sambura tasifi aki ale chu asusa pashi te moshi te ki puashana ki osuka wakawala le poesima. Working our way out. I don't know, there's something going on here in the front. Okay, going into the heart again. I'm trying to get in that heart space if I can. We're like working this down from the heart space, and I'll right down through the front of the chest. We're like right in the, kind of like right above the sternum. Clearing this really specific area out, the supatefa. Is that it? Still some stuff. There's just a lot of focus on the heart space, Cam, and the throat. But like this, it's really a weird sensation through the center of the chest. It kind of, it's like all through the sternum. It's like not really the energy center as much as it is like that whole area in the middle of the chest. I don't know, it's a very specific sensation. Is that it? Confirm. Move on. Alright, Sipurotopia. We're gonna give you that golden sphere with the code in it. We're just gonna use it for whatever is needed most. We're gonna use a grounding code. You good? Alright, Sipurota Masara Karyatira to Atwartani Murtasieta Zera. Hey, Doc! Let me change it back. Oof. How's everybody feeling? Eyes getting a little cooked. Hi, Jules. How are you? Good to see you again. Oof. Hey, Arcturians incoming. Hello, welcome. Hi, Phoenix. Good. Hi, Sophia too. I say that right? Tao? Sophia Tao? Good to see you. Hey, Ralph. What's up, brother? So I'm gonna give it a second here so I can kind of ground back in a little bit. Whatever we were working on there in the chest for Kim, that was like some deeper, like it's like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I mean, when I use this particular like type of, I just assume it's like some kind of technology. It shows up as like these like discs, kind of like these like little round like iridescent blue. They're like, they remind me of like controllers or something, like a video game controller. They go around my fingertips, and it's like they're like adjusting like little HUDs, like little, like, I don't know. I think I used to think it was used for time related stuff, but I'm not really sure. It may still be. Is that right? Some aspect of time. I haven't been on at all, really, Jules. I've been off for quite a while. Greetings and peace right back out to ya, honeypot. Turuta of what's what yesita rasita pakarkana. Reti pasiatasa. Thank y'all for being super cool. Is Robin back by any chance or not? Stacy always changing her username. If I okay, we'll give it a second. Hi, Yvonne. We're doing personalized transmissions, Jules, but we're almost done here. We got Robin, and then we'll be done. What we have, for those that are interested, we have, I put up an event for this Saturday, which is a donation, like donate what you can, like put out, get back what you put out, kind of an idea. Thank you, 144,000. Where it's going to be a Zoom event where it's going to be a group healing, a group quantum healing. So you donate what you can. Obviously, we all can only donate what is appropriate. So don't donate anything you can't you can't spare. But whatever it is, you're welcome to come with us. You're welcome to join us for that event. Yeah, that was pretty deep in there, Cindy. Yeah, that's why I got to do a little grounding after that one. I've worked a lot with Kim before, so there's been a lot of layers with Kim. Let's just do something real quick to ship. Yeah, if you're interested in joining us for that Zoom event, the link in the bio, y'all know that stuff. I love you, Michelle. All right, I think I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm going to set the chat back to subscriber only while we sling the magic. If you're interested in continuing conversation, subscribing is a way to do that, but of course that is not necessary. If you want to exchange energy, you can tap the screen. If you, the more likes you get, I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was just likes, but it gets shown to more people. So if you're interested in spreading the love, because you never know who might come across something like this for the first time, because I know with a lot of people, they've reached out to me directly this first time seeing something like this, and really like woke them up. You know, they remembered more of who they were through that process, and it can be really profound. That's how it worked with me. Once I saw somebody doing similar to what I do now, it all came online. It was like it all got like remembered. I go, oh, that's a thing? That makes so much more sense now why my hands were trying to do what they're doing. And then it just was all there. So you never know. Hey, I never know how to pronounce your name. Is it Pyrion? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm well, thank you. It's good to see you. If y'all don't follow Parayan 9, I highly recommend to give him a follow. He's awesome. Shares a lot of wisdom and gnosis, and through his own experiences, like through his own studies, right? It's not just something that is being shared because you can find it out on the internet. You know, it's stuff that he has definitely uncovered for himself, remembered for himself, and sharing in his own way, very special ways. Lots of really cool illustrations, lots of cool, what would you call those? Like examples. Cool stuff. It reminds me, I feel like a little kid. Pyrion. Okay, got it. I got that. I feel like a little kid again when I see some of the stuff he puts together, right? Like that feeling of being a kid in science class again, and getting to like see how it works and shown in a perspective that you hadn't seen before. Like a lot of the stuff I'm aware of that he shares in my own way, but the way that he illustrates it and the way that he shares about it, and just like the massive heart that he has is just next level. So I highly recommend to go give him a follow and check out what he shares, because it's awesome. And I feel like it's only getting started too. I feel like there's going to be even much cooler stuff. So get in and follow him now, so you can say, oh yeah, I was following him back then. That's what it kind of reminds me of, the 90s imagination story. Yeah, super cool. Super cool stuff. All right, folks, I am going to set the comments to subscriber only while we do the transmission. We're doing a personalized transmission for an individual, but there's always energetic spillover for everybody that's open, only for the highest good, of course, only. So if you're interested in some of that spillover, feel free to hang out. It's like, I like to use an analogy, it's like writing and performing a healing song, right? For one specific person that's in the room, that song was written specifically for them, right? It's the type of music they like. It's got the vibe. They can really dance to it. The lyrics are something that they can really resonate with. And but that doesn't mean other people that song wasn't written for can't get the same effects, right? They may be able to resonate really well with those lyrics, or dance to it in their own special way. So you can use these codes in your own way. So if there's something specific you would like some assistance with, I say use your imagination, use your intentions, because I'm not actually doing the healing. I'm not doing the healing in this stuff. I'm essentially creating a healing recipe that is then stimulated by the recipient, right? So you can do the same thing. And the way that these codes look and work, the way that I've perceived them, is they're just like undulating, impossible, multidimensional geometry that moves in all sorts of different ways. And it's like living. It's like literally living information. So you communicate with it, communicate with the information, and you can use it in your own ways, because it's just a part of you at its core. It's just like a certain expression, my particular flavor of cooking, that you can choose to cook your own recipes with if you'd like. All right, I'm gonna switch it over, and we're gonna do Robin's transmission. Is it Robin's? Yeah, we're in Robin's now. Hey Chris, good to see you. All right, sorry, I don't mean to cut off the chats here. Sorry. I just don't want to keep the transmissions take forever. It's been a while since I've been on. All right. So we're just reaffirming for Robin in this transmission and following, no harm will be done, no energy will be taken that is not freely given out of love. It will be in alignment for the highest good of all. Only those that are open to receive will receive, and only what's meant for them. And with respect, we're only working with codes, energies, aspects, entities, guides, groups that are in service to the sacred law of unified one. I work with the highest self, or the deepest inner self of the individual, or whatever expressions they choose to work with, no judgment. We just ask that they adhere to the parameters of the architecture that we've established, and also these parameters that we've just described. All right, just gonna put a structure around Robin just to make sure, especially where she's at right now. If she's not here, I want to make sure that wherever she's at, it's not a bunch of stuff getting flung around. Let's see. All right. Sutuepa. Huh. All right, going into the throat center. Suta kata juga fikir ke mana kutar kata kunu unku perak kita kira ki arika nama kata anina kia riki au kera kata ida ki supra kufar kapasi frashi pera yeso tata ariti atara hatarite se frashi marta murte murda mana tarshi firahi aku awala la kisa mana ti artat pas going into the heart space a bit. Ella. I love lo-fi covers. They're fun. Kito pasi fratia son narta tierda si tarji suprashi. Kind of working on a few things here, Robin. There's some stuff out in the back and also in the front of the chest. It's deeper out in the field, and then also like in the front of the throat. It's like in the deeper layers. peeling a big old layer off the Okay. Now, so the lower back is lighting up now. The front of the solar plexus is a little bit higher than the solar plexus energy center. Just some like now as we move that through that layer, there's some like random spots kind of popping up. Of course, they're not random, but it was like they were kind of suppressing these areas. So now we're gonna go through and clear these. So going up to the crown, like the top of the right hip, stuff from like third eye, just like a lot of like little random spots now. Back of the heart, sort of, a little bit higher. There's some aspect connected to the reproductive system as well. It's trying to get out. Goes up through the right side. At the back of the right shoulder. So definitely connected to the masculine side of things, the masculine energies. So the throat's coming up now. So connected into speaking your truth, perhaps. Expressing yourself. Heart. There's definitely a theme playing out here. These areas are all connected. Get some release, but they're not really big releases. They're like right side of the chest, like right side of the abdomen area, inside of the right forearm. Like lots of little spots are coming up. There's a lot of, I would say, a lot of different programs associated with whatever this theme is. I'm assuming that you're gonna know what it's connected to because of how much this particular theme has impacted you. It's the right knee, throat again, right forearm. Yeah, there's all sorts of spots. Just observing it as we're shifting through them, just helping to clear those out. As much as possible. Right calf, like all over the place. Right knee again, the side of the right hip again. All like mostly down through the right side. Most of it, almost all of it's down through the right side of the body. Right above the navel. Kitu kotarika piara kotarika fiena. Ti proshatara si mariandere tisa yaku kasu. Sut aufro supra shatar shefrashi martati frashatat. Sutu afur paranit urtu sofrashatur tifarchish pasansa tarashansa te asura tasifra shapir koso saknia. Gebrofardandur fira hartasar tante bratia. Whatever this is here in the solar plexus is pretty significant. It's below the solar plexus energy center. It's like if you were to like move over your belly, you know, that like usually I would say assume most people crease in that about that area, right there. Feels like it's starting to shift. Now, what I would recommend for you, Robin, is to clear contracts and agreements. If you were here, I would have done this with you, but I need your consent to clear contracts, even if it's whatever you're bringing up for your highest good. It's just the way that I do my protocol. So I would recommend, you can do this on your own, of course, is to bring contracts up into your awareness. I would say related to whatever your intuition is saying about these things that are connected to this masculine energy, and ask your highest self to pull up contracts and agreements that are not serving you, that are related to this idea, and ask them, to make sure that they're separate. This is symbolic, of course, it's metaphoric, but it works. That's how spirit speaks. It's through symbols and metaphors, and so you can imagine it as like a stack of papers, right? Represent these levels of consent and agreement that are playing out, and what I recommend to do is ask the highest self if we have permission to clear and void these contracts that are no longer serving, and you'll usually get a yes, because of course they want to help you with that. And then I don't think I've ever received a no, but it's just the way that I do it. It's just like connecting with your inner you to just really affirm your sovereignty and your intentions. And then you can, with your intention, you can burn those up, like just 1, 2, 3, burn them up. I also recommend to have a commanding statement, like I clear all contracts and all agreements throughout all time and space, throughout all universes, dimensions, densities, frequency bands, realities, and dream states that are not in alignment for my highest good, and I do so now. You can say something like that 3 times in a row. Just really affirm it. Our intentions are strong enough as it is, right? These are just permission slips for us to essentially experience things in a certain way. So, yeah. Or we're going to use a grounding code for you. And then we're going to gift you that sphere, that healing sphere. Use it. Whatever's for your highest good at this time. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. We're putting you in a structure as well. We'll put a couple layers to it. just to help keep out, just let your energy be where it's at right now. You know, give it some space. I recommend a shield. Put up your own boundaries, command your own sovereignty. I have a couple of videos pinned. I'm sure you're aware of those too. Sovereignty Complex and the 12D 18D shield. Good. Confirm. Okay. All right. So how's everybody feeling? I'm gonna switch the chats to everybody. Make sure you drink some water. I gotta make sure I drink some water too. Thanks for following, Christy. Welcome. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I'm ready for bed myself. But I guess I'll do one last little plug. So this Saturday we're doing a group Zoom event, which it's donation based. So you just donate what you can if you want to come, right? There's no like minimum donation. You get out of it what you put in, essentially. So it can only help, but we're gonna just go into the group field, see what comes up, and really allowing it to be organic and dynamic. And I want it to be fun. I just want to see what comes up. I just want to assist at this time the best I can. You know, Spirit was really adamant about me having an event this at the end of the month. They actually have been pretty pushing me to do two, but yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm truly going to do another one right after it or not, because the month is almost over. So we'll see. But if you're interested, you can find that information in my bio link. Please let me know if you have questions. You can send me a DM too if you're interested. But yeah, anything else? We do one-on-ones as well if anybody's interested. Of course I do one-on-ones. I specialize in working with energetic structures, so that's why we call ourselves a quantum architect. Is we work at a structural level, at a template level. We work with the programs that are held in the body and the energy field, and if you reconcile those, then you can clear a lot of the things that we experience in negative cyclical patterns in our outward reality, right? It's because those core programs, those core signature frequencies that we hold on to, which can happen from when we're young, but usually happens, you know, even more multidimensionally. When you reconcile those, because they wear different costumes, right? These core frequencies wear many different costumes. They play out in many different stories in different ways, you know, again and again. But reconciling where that's held within you, shifting that out, you can, you know, shift those, so you don't have to go through those stories anymore. You go through that process. That's what I specialize in. I essentially help with activations and upgrades. So essentially just helping you to step into more of who you truly are, whatever that looks like for you, as fast as it is appropriate for you at this time, you know. So activating light language, quantum healing is like, I love doing quantum healings because I like results. I'm the kind of, I like to have results. So when people come to me, they need a healing, I'm like, okay, something that we can try to fix. You know, if somebody's got a bump shoulder, or, you know, something, you know, things like that. I love doing that stuff because, you know, I like to hear that it works. I mean, I love to hear when you're activating, you're speaking light language, and you're doing all those things. You're seeing, you know, spirits and all that stuff. You got your third eye out. That's cool. I mean, I like that stuff too, but I guess I'm old-fashioned. I like results. Yeah, I like to have measurable results. I'm very much very kind of technical-minded guy. That's why we call it light linguistics. I have a very practical mind and like to look at things kind of technically. Thank you, Jennifer, again. Yeah, that's why we refer to it as light linguistics rather than like light language. Not that I have any problem with language, just light language has a lot of, you know, the term language has a lot of baggage with it. And because it's not just vocalizations, right? It's the movement of the body. It comes out in glyphs and geometry and codes. There's many different expressions of it, so it just makes more sense to me. Oh, awesome! How is your torn meniscus? Hope it's still good, or better. What's going on? I speak in tongues. Yeah, it can be considered a type of tongue. I mean, I like to say that tongues is a flavor of light language. Technically, there's the same idea. The thing with tongues is it's just, you know, associated with religions. And religions are pulling usually from their own particular database, right? They have their own beliefs. This is what fits in our box. This isn't what fits in our box, right? And that in the way that I express whatever light linguistics is it's an expression of self, right? So I'm not channeling any other aspects outside of myself. I'm not connecting to something outside of myself. I'm simply expressing different aspects of myself, and they can come out in all sorts of different ways. But to me, I perceive it as very much an architectural language, very much in geometry. When I see it, it's like all sorts of geometry. There's different expressions depending on the vocalizations and like the dialects. The codes will look different too. And everybody's going to have their own personal expressions of their own light linguistics, or their soul expression, their light languages. So that's just the way that I like to express it. It's not my box, it's from the Father. Yeah, that's cool. Works for you. That's cool. Yeah, but I got no boxes. It's just containers within containers within containers. So whatever works for people. They're just words, just human ideas, and it never is sufficient enough, I would say. And that's a great thing about it too, right? It's not a structured language. It's an unstructured language that affects energetic structures. You like the necklace? Thank you. We're selling them. This is actually shungite. It's an EMF and healing necklace. So it has our own composition of goodies in it. Yeah, it's there. I have a bunch of them made. I don't know if I want to sell them with the silver. I got silver necklaces, and I got these ones too. I have to try things out before I sell them. Stacy's always teasing me because I'm not selling. Because I want to make sure that they work, and I want to make sure that they feel good. And I'm like, I don't want to say like, oh, this works for this, and then I'm like, I don't know. I got to make sure I test it out. So I went to go take pictures of this stuff. I got shungite ink that I'm going to be selling and stuff too. But I'm on it, Stacy. I'm on it. Yeah, there's ones that look like teardrops. There's ones that are hearts. So there's ones that are a little square. All sorts of stuff. But all right, folks, I'm gonna get off. I'm a little energy drunk, but I love you. I appreciate you. I would love to see you this weekend. Please join us. That's what I want. I wanted to make it available for anybody to be there because that creates the alchemy in the group field. The alchemy of the event is the group field, right? That's what we're working with. So, the more ingredients that we have, like the more, because it's not me. It's not a me thing. I'm just there facilitating, right? It's not like Tide's doing this stuff. It's just not how it works. It's all of us together, all the different versions of yourself, if you want to consider your guides and all these things. We create this like group alchemy together. So that's why I would love to have everybody there, because it's just going to make it a more delicious buffet of energies. So it's donate whatever you can, Spirit. There's no minimum donation or anything like that. It's just a donation based. What you feel is appropriate, you get back what you put out, right? That's how it is programmed to work. So you're gonna get more from it if you energy exchange what you want from it, right? That's just how it works. So Saturday, you can find the link in my bio for more information. Yes, yours will be, Ginger. Thank you so much, by the way. I love you so much. So you got a lot coming. Your group will definitely be there. I'm looking forward to it. All right, folks. I love you. I appreciate you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I haven't been on a live in a while, so I'll be back. Trying to make sure I don't forget anything. Yeah, I sling magic for all this stuff. All this stuff, the plugs. But I make cool stuff because I like magic. I put light codes in everything. I put magic into it. Who else makes magic stuff, right? That has actual, like it's got actual magic and alchemy in it. So, yeah, all this stuff that you see is stuff that will be on the website. All right, I love you. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Ginger, and thank you, Doc. I think who else? Shuri is here, I think, and Liz. Yeah, thank you to the moderators. I love you. I appreciate you. All right, we'll be back soon. And if not, we'll see you on Saturday.